Not too long ago I made it down to Orlando, Florida, and I stopped by a store called Orlando Brick Co. Dude, the Lego selection in here is massive. Come with me and let's tour this store together. I'll show you some of the coolest items that were for sale, and some of the downright strange things as well. We'll look at rare stuff, awesome stuff, and of course, all of the beautiful Bionicle toys. And I'll finish with my usual haul of items that I picked up. Let's do it! I love used Lego stores like this, because you can find so much good stuff. Yeah, if you want more traditional Lego themes for a bit cheaper, it's there for you. Retired sets that you can't find anywhere else? Of course. And if you're like me, and you're a fan of the weird, strange, rare stuff, you bet your sweet bippy you're gonna find it here as well. Mate, look, I don't have room to bring back a Jack Stone Lego set to Australia, but hot dog, this Jack Stone set was so tempting. Of course I want a Lego set from one of the most hated Lego themes. It's so dumb, but so good. And look at the absolute hordes of Star Wars sets that you can buy. And a bunch of this stuff is 20% off. I wish there were more stores like this in Australia. Dang, this really sounds like I'm advertising for the store. I assure you, I am not. No paid promotions here whatsoever. I just had a fun time going to this place and wanted to talk about it. So, the store has all these cool, like, art pieces and sculptures, and they're all Lego. A lot of this stuff is actually props from the Lego Masters US TV show. This is where they end up. It is pretty cool to see these kinds of things in person. And dude, look at these old banners. These kinds of things would have typically been on display in retail toy stores. But dude, to see this kind of stuff today, especially for old good themes like Hero Factory, Star Wars, and Exoforce. Frickin' Exoforce. Bro, they had all the best themes. Yeah, getting your hands on these kinds of things is incredibly difficult. You don't see this kind of stuff every day. And actually, at the back of the store is this. This is an old Stark Expo map. This is the actual prop from Iron Man 2. You know, the one that Howard Stark gives to Tony, and he uses it to discover a new element. It's a cool scene. And it's even cooler to see an actual Marvel prop in a Lego store. Wild. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Back to the Lego. We have the original Lego Millennium Falcon set. You know, the old kind of big and chunky one. The ugly one. But you know, it's ugly in like a charming way. I kind of like it. This was $200. And then we've got another classic old Star Wars set. It's the old Technic C-3PO. Look at those gold pieces. Very nice. Those would be good for your own Bionicle mocks. Alright, if you're like me, you enjoy looking at the areas of the store that have all of the rare and exclusive stuff. You know, the expensive minifigures and all that jazz. Yeah, I have no plans on buying this stuff because it's way too much money, but it's cool to see legendary items that people dream of owning. Like that white Boba Fett, an old May the 4th polybag. This rare figure is $600 today. And now why is Commander Fox $1,000? Well, this is a rare variant. You'll see here when we compare them. The more traditional version, which is still rare, has a grey circle in the middle. The variant doesn't have the grey, but instead has red. If yours has red on the torso there, it's worth a lot of money. And speaking of a lot of money, Cloud City Boba Fett for $2,000. Dang. You see, this minifigure is like a holy grail for Star Wars collectors. If it's got the arm and the leg printing, it's gonna be very expensive. And then Black Hair Kanan, a rare misprint that only appeared in early versions of the original Ghost set. And Count Dooku. Nothing too rare about him, he's just a very desirable figure, because look at him. How accurate is that face? It's a shame that some of the best Star Wars characters and the coolest looking figures, they're the ones that can be a little bit more pricey. But hey, hopefully you own some of these figures and you had no idea they were worth this much. That would be exciting, hey? Oh, and look at these misprinted figures. Not too sure what the printing error is on Luke Skywalker, but I think C-3PO, his eyes have been shifted a little bit. The printing should be a little bit more like centered. But dude, look at this clone trooper. He looks so goofy, so silly. That's a good misprint. Alright, but what else have we got in the Star Wars section? Well, let's move a little closer to some of the Bionicle stuff. Nearby we've got a ton of these Star Wars Ultra Build figures. Some in the box, and those boxes look great by the way. And then of course some without the boxes. Now hey, if you're looking for some good parts packs to build your own Bionicle mocks, pick up some of these sets. I mean look at it, some of them are very cheap. It's a good deal in my books. Maybe not such a good deal on Boba Fett, that one's a little bit more expensive, but I mean come on, it's Boba Fett. Everybody wants him. But Rey, with that awesome dark tan cloth piece and some of those great tan CCBS armor shells, all of that for like $12.99. It's pretty good, man. But alright, you know why we're here. Let's head to the Bionicle section. We've got a pretty sizable cabinet with a ton of Bionicle stuff. Although I'm getting distracted by some Exoforce. Look at that, striking Venom. Dude, Exoforce really did have some insane original ideas. A giant spider tank with massive guns on top. This theme was so creative. And this was $120. You also get the instructions with it too. Anyway, Bionicle. It always brings me immense joy to see so much of it for sale in one place. That's like a dream come true. And a small horde of Tarduk, each one of them only $8. I mean, that's kind of a dream. And next door, Matanui for $50. And look at this. Heaps of the gift with purchase Tahu sets. Oh man, I love this set so much. And I'm glad that it appears to be decently common and relatively cheap. Everyone gets to experience the joy of this magical set. It's also fascinating to see sets that demand higher prices, and which ones don't. Like Matoro. He's a legendary character in the story, so I guess that's why he's a little bit more pricey. Although honestly, hey, you know, some of these deals aren't that bad. Sure, they're not the original retail price, but find me an old retired set that is. Any old LEGO set is going to be worth more today. Still, I've seen plenty of other used LEGO stores that sell Bionicles for like hundreds of dollars each, which is ludicrous. I don't think these prices are that bad. Some of them are a little bit more than others, but you know, overall, it's pretty decent. Sadly though, G2 sets, they are getting a little bit expensive. $50 or so for Tahu? Yeah, not great. It's a shame too, because these sets are so good. Yo, and look at these silly little Happy Meal Bionicles. Yeah, these aren't like your regular, you know, buildable McDonald's Happy Meal McTaurin. No, these are like weird solid chunks of plastic. I mean, look at Chunky Nuparu, and he's only $4. These are kind of dumb and I love them. Decent prices for some of the Hero Factory stuff down here as well, which is good to see. Oh, and I do love Invasion from Below. Man, it would have been nice to see more sets from that wave. It was such an original concept. And I think you can say the same for Ben 10 LEGO sets. There are so many aliens and so many characters from that show that would have been so good in LEGO. Oh, it could have been. Oh yeah, and that Hero Factory dropship for $40. Not bad. So honestly, way more Bionicle and way more Hero Factory than I was expecting. It is not common to see huge collections like this for sale. And yeah, stay tuned because I did pick up a few things from this cabinet. I'll show you more at the end of the episode. Orlando Brick Co. also has some of these nice custom building kits, which are like mini versions of Bionicle characters. They're very well made and they're kind of cute, to be honest. I've actually done a separate video reviewing some of these sets, so if you want to check that out, there's a link below. Now, the Orlando Brick Co. staff were incredibly nice to me. They let me have a look through some of their unsorted Bionicle bins. And hey, there was some pretty nice stuff in here. I mean, some of these tubs are packed full of good stuff. And check it out, a big old tub of just masks. Oh man, I'm in heaven. I put aside a few of the masks that caught my eye that were a little bit like buried, a little bit deeper in the tubs. There's everything from Chima Ultra Build heads to G2 masks, even some Hero Factory stuff. And my boy Lacan. Oh, this is great. Unfortunately, I only have so much money, so I couldn't buy everything that I'm seeing here. But I did notice something cool. This cheeky little head. I know where this is from. It's from the amazing set, Umarak the Destroyer. A set that I still need to track down. And then I found his mask, and it dawned on me. Maybe this entire set is hidden away in this tub. Alright, so I had a mission now. Could I find the full set hidden away in here? Well, let's transition over and I'll show you the haul of stuff that I picked up. And you'll see if I was indeed successful in my mission. Well, one of the things I did pick up in this unsorted bin of pieces was some bright green CCBS armor shells. At the moment, I'm trying to stockpile a nice supply of CCBS armor shells in this color, because I really want to make something that uses this color. So yeah, getting a nice handful of these parts, I'm one step closer. And yeah, I was successful. I had to do a lot of digging, but I managed to find a good amount of pieces for this set. It's my boy Umarak the Destroyer. He was missing a lot of stuff, but I ended up having a lot of it at home. So I was all good. Unfortunately, no stickers. I'm gonna have to find that somewhere else. But I'm just happy to have this set, because it was never released in Australia. I'm glad I could find it in the States. I did also pick up that Technic C3PO that we spoke about earlier. I don't know, I just like some of those old Star Wars Technic sets. Yeah, they don't look that good. They are a little bit clunky and old, but they have a certain charm to them which I love. They're strange, they're goofy, and it's the best. But I think what really grabbed me were the pieces. Look at all of that metallic gold Technic stuff. Got some ideas cooking for how I could use those parts in a mock. I also added a few other sets to my collection as well. Sets that I was missing, like Jala and Nika. Look at him, he's so cool. But what's really cool is the fact that the weapon had batteries in it. Most of the old ones that I own, the batteries are dead. It's fun to be able to play with this again. I'm glad that this one is still working. I also picked up this VAR key for nice and cheap. Plus, it was 20% off. Even better. And finally, yes, I did pick up this weird set. From my understanding, this is a McDonald's Happy Meal toy, and it's so freaking dumb. It doesn't even look like Lego, but it is. I mean, what's up with this dude's arm? It's bending at such an unnatural angle. It does have a play feature. You can kind of rotate the head, I guess. And then if you bop it, he throws the basketball. But what really grabbed me about this was the basketball itself. You can see the Lego logo on it right here. But I realized, hey, actually, this is in scale with Bionicles. So now you can have your Bionicles play basketball. Isn't that great? See man, even in the dumbest Lego sets and the weirdest looking things ever, there's still a lot of creative potential. I really like this little guy. So there you go, that's my adventures at Orlando Brick Co. and some of the cool stuff that I picked up. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching guys, happy building, and bye for now. I also ate at Denny's in Florida, and I've never been more disappointed.